Donald Trump is on his way back to Washington. At the end of his two-day state visit to Britain, he agreed to disagree with the UK Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer and the Australian government over their plan to recognise a Palestinian state. And he said he felt let down by Vladimir Putin over Ukraine peace talks. Ian Woods is live in London for us. Ian, did both sides get what they wanted out of this visit?
Good morning, Kenny. Yes, I think they've got everything they could have hoped or expected to get from that. After the pageantry of the day before, the President bade farewell to King Charles at the door of Windsor Castle this morning. He was obviously very happy with the events of the day before. He obviously loved all of that attention and all of that ceremonial. But day two was all about politics. And although Sir Keir Starmer wasn't able to negotiate any discounts on some of the tariffs that President Trump has been slapping around the world, he did be able to announce billions of dollars of investment from American tech companies, which should lead to thousands of jobs. But those are, commercial decisions by private companies. They've simply been corralled into making this announcement to coincide with the president's visit. But what was the big story of the day then? Well, I have to say that there wasn't really one, because the president seemed unusually determined not to exploit differences and embarrass his host. I mean, he did suggest at one point that Britain's immigration problems could be solved if they brought the military in, but that's not on the British government's agenda at the moment. Ukraine has obviously been central to a lot of their conversations over recent months, but did the president have anything new to say about that? He certainly didn't have any developments to share.
We've solved seven wars that were unsolvable, wars that couldn't be negotiated or done. The U.S. has done 7 of them. The one that I thought would be easiest would be because of my relationship with President Putin, but he's let me down. He's really let me down. It was going to be Russia and Ukraine, but we'll see how that turns out.
Now, Gaza is one where there are sharp differences between the two countries. Britain, just like Canada and Australia, want to, and certainly plan to in the next few days, to recognise a Palestinian state. The US is totally opposed to that.
I want an end. I want the hostages released. That's what the people of Israel want. They want them back. And we want the fighting to stop. Hamas said that they're going to put the hostages up as bait. They're going to put the hostages in front of any attack. And that's pretty brutal. We haven't heard that one in a long time. So we have to remember that. So I have a disagreement with the Prime Minister on that score.
Now, the president rightly highlighted the Hamas attacks on Israel on October the 7th, but he was given several opportunities to express some sympathy with the situation the people of Gaza find themselves in, but there was no empathy on that whatsoever. Contrast that to what happened when the British Prime Minister was asked whether recognising a Palestinian state was in danger of rewarding Hamas.
Well, let me be really clear about Hamas. They're a terrorist organisation who can have no part in any future governance in Palestine. And what happened on October the 7th was the worst attack since the Holocaust. We have extended family in Israel. I understand firsthand the psychological impact that had across Israel.
Otherwise, some of the subjects that we thought were going to come up and which could embarrass the British Prime Minister standing aside alongside his American guest. But nobody asked Mr. Trump, for example, whether he would have preferred to be dealing with Nigel Farage as British Prime Minister, and the issue of Jeffrey Epstein that we all thought was going to be hanging over this meeting. Well, it finally came up as the last question, and Mr. Trump's rather surprising response: he doesn't know Lord Peter Mandelson, the British ambassador to Washington, who was sacked because of his close links to Jeffrey Epstein over the years, despite the fact that they've been seen together in the White Office and have shaken each other's hand and conducted meetings together. So that did not come up as a major source of embarrassment. The only other thing that was worth mentioning, the president, as you heard a few moments ago, was hailing his ability to sort out wars between various countries. He did say that he'd ended the war between Azerbaijan and Albania. Now, that was news to the Albanians, because it was actually Armenia that was at war with Azerbaijan.
OK, interesting. Ian Woods, appreciate it. Thank you.